Sanbonani, I am Spulelo Mnyeni and welcome everyone. Anyways, let's just get right into it. Let's talk about the casting of Lemogang Tsipa. A lot of people have raised a bit of concern, and this actually happened the first time that Shaka Ilembe, the actors, the cast members were released. A lot of people were unsettled about who should have played the role of Shaka. Now, I am I'll be the first to admit I was taken aback because my first instinct when I heard that Lemogang Tsipa was going to be the one to portray the role of Shaka Zulu, I was like, ooh, damn, okay. Um, is he really gonna be able to do it? And for me, it was more from a linguistic and a dialect perspective, because the way that a person speaks Zulu is very different everywhere. So if you are Zulu and you are born in KZN, you speak better Zulu than a person who was probably born in Joburg. So you have a better dialect. But with that being said, even the people born in Durban speak different type of Zulu compared to the ones who were born where the language is much deeper and richer. They have more of a command of the language. Their dialect is on point. Their linguistic is so accurate that you are able to tell based off how they speak that, you know what, this person was not born in Durban. This person is not from Inanda, Kwamashu, Ntuzuma, or any other areas. You can just base that on the way that they speak. Now, if you are going to cast a person, and the first thing we do is we listen to the name and the surname and we're like, you, okay. And then people started complaining, and other people were asking, so who is this person? And fortunately for him, Lemogang, is the fact that he has quite an impressive resume. He is a good actor. He has work, impressive work that he has done. So it wasn't, for me, I felt that the argument shouldn't be based on the fact that can he act or not, but rather it should be based on the fact that is his command of the language accurate? Because if you are casted in a series like that, you need to make sure that whatever you're saying sounds accurate, and whatever you're saying should, be real, and it should make sense. Because if you, for example, have been raised in Joburg, you can't tell me that you speak better than a person who is in the heart of KZN. That's just impossible, because you may understand what the person is saying, but you don't have the dialect capabilities that a person who's born from there in that part of the country has. So it shouldn't be on his acting. Anyways, I was like, yo, this is going to be very interesting. And I was a bit worried because I thought to myself that, this is going to raise a lot of tribalism issues, of which it did to a certain extent, because there were people who were asking, couldn't they have found a Zulu actor to portray the role? Why did they have to find somebody who's not Zulu to portray a role of a character who is based upon a person, a historical figure? But then, as I did research of him, because I have came across his work, that's why I know he's really a good actor. I've came across his work and I've seen his craft, that he is really able to get into the role and become the role. He's able to execute the role to excellence. So I was just worried about the dialect. But then When I did research on him, they said that he's from Empangeni. I was like, okay, then surely that's not bad at all, because he is gonna sound more Zulu than a person who's Zulu. So that put me at ease, because I love if something is real, if something is portraying a real historical character. I would like for people to be true to the language, because other people as well, if you are going to play a role and you are acting there, and then you don't sound like the people or the natives of that area, it's obviously gonna make a lot of people upset. But because he has been raised in Pangeni and he can speak Zulu fluently and well enough, I think he can execute the role. So it shouldn't be based on tribalism. Ukuthi, no, he's not Zulu. Why was he perfect for the role? But let's just judge the person on his capabilities. And if he can't execute the language, then by all means, attack, attack, attack. You know? You're free to do that. It's a free country. But it put me at ease, finding out his background, that he does know how to speak the language properly, because the ability to speak properly a language also is going to make the character more real. And we have seen Shaka Ilembe, we have seen the cinematography, it's excellent. We have seen the immense training that the characters had to go through, to deplete Amabuto, to deplete, to show us the strength. So that was quite impressive. The the aesthetics of it as well, those are impressive. I don't think people give a lot of shout out to the costume designer, the people who designed the set, and the people who are designing the clothes, because those people did an amazing job. Aesthetically, it is pleasing to the eye. It is so beautiful. It just screams royalty. It just makes you see the beauty of our culture, right? So with regards to Lemogang, in terms of being casted as Shaka Zulu, there is going to be a comparison between him and Ubabu Henry Cele. Ubabu Henry Cele, the way he portrayed the role, it's so hard to unsee him, even though he has transitioned years ago, but it's so hard to unsee him in the character. But when we do, criticize Lemogang Tsipa, it should be based upon the fact, not on tribalism, but it should be based upon the fact, did he execute the role properly? Did he speak the language correctly? That would be justified. If the arguments are based on that, then that's fine. But if the arguments are based on tribalism, which I've actually seen that it's heading towards there are people, because even when I had conversations with people that I know, they were still uneasy about the casting of him. They were like, why him? And I'm thinking, why not him? And they said, but he's not Zulu. And for me, that wasn't a good enough argument. You need to tell me that, hey, I am worried about how he's going to dilute the language, because there is a certain way of speaking the language, and you need to remain true to how it was spoken, especially during that time. So if he's able to execute that, then why not him? But I really do think that he has big shoes to fill, because it is going to be hard. I'm sure it was hard. Now we're just watching the results. We're just watching the results. He can't go back and undo what he has shot already, because it's there for us to judge, But I remember some of the roles that he has portrayed. He was in Amandla, he was in the Book of Negroes. So, in terms of diversifying, he is able to diversify himself. He has played different characters. He's able to make you think, that he was there during that time, and he's able to also uh, immerse himself in the language to make the language his own. So I'm really excited to see tonight, you know but maybe he's not gonna appear tonight. I don't know when he's gonna appear, but I'm really excited as to how he's able to portray the role. And for his sake, God, I hope he executes, because he has some big shoes to fill. But with all that being said, it is wise to judge a person upon the work and not necessarily the tribe that he belongs to. If a person is able to, speak the language well enough and able to make you feel that he is that character, he has embodied that character, then that's well and fine. But we are gonna wait and see. That's all we can do.